I just have to say this, that live streaming is a lot harder than a lot of people think it is. It's not necessarily plug and play. You got to make everything work, and when you do it from mainland China, it's even harder because the stream is not constant. The connection comes and goes. You have focusing issues with the camera. You have audio issues with the thing. You have lighting. It's a lot more work than a lot of people think. So I tried third time's the charm. Someone told me the mic wasn't working, so we plugged everything back in. We reset everything again, so maybe fourth time is the charm. Fourth time lucky. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday night from Zhongshan, China. It has been a long time since I've done a live stream, so I wanted to say hi to everybody, see what's going on out there. I've been doing a lot of work over the last couple weeks, moving into the new Walkabout Rojo Studios. It's in the same building. It's a little bit smaller unit, but it's all mine. The last unit was a rental. It was very expensive because it was a short-term lease, and all of the other furniture and everything didn't belong to me. Here, this is mine. It's all me, and I'm much more comfortable. Even though it's smaller, it's 40% cheaper. It's got the same view for the most part, a little bit higher, and I just feel a lot more home here. The kitchen is all mine. I have a full kitchen. I can actually cook. But I don't live here. Remember, I still live at the college, and the college is the students are coming back. I will start teaching on Monday, and so my space out there still needs a little bit of work, but I am for the most part ready to go when school starts. So I'll be moving back out there during the weekend. So say hi to everybody. Hopefully the stream is good. As you know, if it's coming from mainland China, we've done this before. If for some reason the stream cuts out, I'll try to come back and do like a part 2. We'll see. Those of you who have been trying to get this live stream going with me for the last, 5 minutes, this is the 4th time I've tried it. So cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. A lot more vlogs coming out. I've got so much raw footage from the road trip. And a couple of local things going on here as well. 2 more from Western Guangdong. My last one was Yunfu. We kind of explored a little bit of Yunfu. Hi again. Okay, Jonathan's up. Okay. Hopefully you can see me and you can hear me well, Jonathan. Thanks for joining me. Give me 1 second. I got to fill my drink. 1 second. I am enjoying a little of my drink of choice. So just a little bit. This will also help me sleep tonight, I think. I'm going to share some photos with you over the last 2 weeks or so. Not many, just some things that have been going on. And as I said, I've been getting ready for the new term. A lot of preparation for the new term. I wanted to get this studio completed. So for the first 2 weeks of the Spring Festival, because I was off for like a month, we were traveling. I've already talked about that trip, and now I've done this studio for the last 2 weeks, and so this weekend I'm finishing out my lesson plans for the term. So let's see who's all out there. Okay, how many classes do you have per week? Not many. I think. A class is 90 minutes divided into 2 segments, so 2 45-minute segments. And I do that, I'm contracted to do that 12 times a week, so 12 classes a week, so 12 45-minute classes. And then because I'm the only foreign teacher at the school, I'm doing a little bit more. And they do compensate me for the extra classes, but not by much. I mean, the overtime compensation is pretty weak, but that's okay. It's fun, and I enjoy it, and I understand what's going on. I can't read that. I'm sorry. Hold on a second, guys. My old age is getting to me. Yes, I have always worn glasses my whole life, but I typically just use it for reading. Bike Basket 95. Your road trip looks great. I've only shown you just a few days of it. I got 2 more from Western Guangdong coming up. 2 more. One in Yunfu at an old village. It's not a commercialized village either. It's going to be a really great video. I got some great drone shot. It's a beautiful village. It really is something special. Unlike other ancient villages or other villages that I've toured and made videos of. This one has some unique characteristics to it that I haven't seen in any other village I've been to. Then I went out to Kaiping again, and I did a great vlog of one of the villages, kind of driving around. I love Kaiping. It's about an hour and a half drive from here. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And driving around the countryside in Kaiping is just so awesome. It really is. And I'm going to be going out there a lot more. Mostly, I want to do some still photography out there because it's kind of a hobby of mine to see the diablos. But the Kaiping one's going to be great. And then I got a couple of local ones that I'll be sharing with you, including a tour of a local factory owned by a dude out here. And we hooked up faster Wi-Fi here, faster internet. In China, I don't know if it's like this in the rest of the world, but at least in China, you have two choices. You have the regular one, and then you have the 5G one. But 5G Wi-Fi is not the same as 5G phone. 5G Wi-Fi is just like a different wavelength, I guess. The connection speed, I think, remains the same. As far as 5G goes, I have an iPhone 11. So I don't have 5G on this. I considered buying the iPhone 12, but you know what? I've had this for a year, and it works fine. I did crack the screen during the doing some hiking, so I had to replace the screen. But it was only like less than $50. So it just makes sense for now. You're a veteran. You have earned it. Well, I don't know what I've earned, but road trip videos are great. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it. More to come. After we did Western Guangdong, we went north towards Xiaolan and to the Guangdong Grand Canyon. That was an amazing trip and some of the most beautiful, beautiful canyon footage I've ever taken. I can't wait to share. Some of you, if you've got my Facebook page, you've seen some of that already. Then out to Huyen, down to Shanwei, and spent a little time in Shenzhen too. So some more road trip. Got a lot of videos I did. There's a mountain that we did a little day hike out in Dongguan as well. Great stuff coming up. I just got to get through it. I've also been enjoying doing another hamburger hunt video. So all the great hamburgers. I got some photos I'll share with you guys on that. As well as cheap hotel stays, good quality cheap hotels. I've talked about that. Some interview stuff. Lots and lots of raw footage. Just got to get through it. I'm trying to get as much done before the term starts. As soon as the term starts, then it's 3 months of hard work. Even though I don't work very many hours in the classroom, I still have a lot of other things that I'm doing. I'll talk about that here in a second. Says, and the government has built all the good roads out there? Yes, there have been great roads. We stayed for the most part off the expressways and just took the countryside roads because we wanted to see it. And I was very impressed. The countryside roads were excellent. A couple of characteristics that make them uniquely Chinese, but driving through the mountains, driving through some of these villages that really nobody ever goes to, was a wonderful experience, and you'll see some of that in the vlogs. Okay, let's do some business real quick, guys. Just bear with me. All of my live streams are brought to you by fcustom.com. You can go here and you get customized jerseys, sports jerseys, and baseball, basketball, and football. They also do hoodies now. Some great hoodies for the wintertime. I've got a couple of these. My family's got. All the people who have bought these things are really good, completely customized. Hit the link below and enter the coupon code WalkaboutRojo for an additional 10% off your purchase. That being said, let's show you some photos, shall we? Okay. And as I go through these photos, as always, I will talk about them. Well, that doesn't go like that. Okay, so boom. Let's see here. Bike Basket 95 asks, are you starting online? I've got 3 weeks of online classes. No, I'm starting in the classroom on Monday. All the students are coming back. We are full force in the classroom. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Where are you from? Bike Basket, where are you hailing from, dude? Tell me where you guys are from. You know, I only got I'm a little early. It's Friday night, so it's still Friday morning in America. But I'm always interested in finding out where everybody's from. I love the internet. I mean, the internet's great for that kind of stuff. Okay, let's talk about some photos. So this is some of the damage. Kind of gives you an idea of what this place looked like when I moved in. We scraped the walls. There was some water damage, some mold remediation that we had to do. I did all this myself. When you rent an apartment or a unit anywhere in China, usually it is filthy dirty when you come in. So you really have to look at it through a filtered eye. You have to like see, okay, imagine what it'd be like when it's all done. And the owner, he's a great guy, actually. I'm very impressed with the owner. He's been wonderful. Because he's been so wonderful, I elected to do most of this work myself. There was some stuff in the bathroom. Some of the fixtures were loose and broken, and so I just replaced them myself. It wasn't expensive. It was, maybe an hour or two's worth of work. And rather than coordinate with him and get a guy come out and fix all this, we just did it ourselves. It's much, much easier. Yeah. Okay. These built-ins, you can see here, they're kind of coming off the wall a little bit. So I had to, kind of not remount them, but essentially recock it. And then I bought a little leg, adjustable leg to give it some support. So that's where the TV goes. I don't even watch TV. Okay, well, look at this. Okay, so currently we have Tianjin, we have Vancouver, Australia, and Jonathan is Malaysian. John, you're coming from Malaysia, right? Yeah, if I remember you're from. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 continents. Pretty cool. I think I have some followers from South Africa. We can get Africa in there. I know I've got some followers from Europe as well. That'd be cool. I don't know if I have anyone from, I think one time somebody said that they were from Brazil. So that'd be really cool if I can get 6 out of the 7 continents. Okay, that's a good thing. Here's a drinking thing. You go to a bar and you bet someone a drink. Say, I'll bet you a beer that you can't tell me what continent in the world has the highest literacy rate. Okay, some will say Europe. Some will say, it's got to be North America or Australia. And they say, nope, you owe me a beer. Because the answer, of course, is Antarctica. Because the only people down there are like scientists. So it typically has a 100% literacy rate. People always forget about Antarctica. All right. So you can get yourself a free beer that way. All right. So, yeah, this is the dude that did the wallpaper. He was great. He was very professional. He got it all done in basically a day. I was very surprised he was able to get the wallpaper in and put everything up in a day, and the results are pretty good. It's a hell of a lot better than I could do, that's for sure. I'm very, very happy with it. This is a car. I've been talking about cars a lot. This is an electric car. This is a Baojun. And forget the little Garfield guy, but this guy parked next to me downstairs, and I can't help but think that this is kind of cool looking. I mean, I don't know if I feel safe driving this on the highway, but check it out, man. That's an inexpensive little, and it's got 4 seats in it, by the way. You can fit 4 people in this thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it looks kind of cool. It's different. It's not like a smart car. It's not like the Cherry. It's not like the Wuling, which I think the Wuling is the cheapest one. But this one's kind of interesting. It's still really small, but to get around the town, I mean, with parking and going through and navigate. I mean, my car is not very big, but I have trouble finding parking spaces and navigating some of these narrow roads. But I don't know, that I just thought this was kind of cool, minus the Garfield. It's obviously a girl's car. You can see that's what it looks like. So I sat in this at the auto show, and there's no center console. It's completely open. You can take all the seats out. You can have a 1-seater, and everything else could be storage. Fascinating little vehicle. Got some interesting things coming out here. Very interesting things. Tacos. All right, there's a story behind this one. I spent a couple of days out visiting Mona and Huizhou, and Here in Zhongshan, I think I'm a little spoiled. It's not a large city, but they have excellent international foods here. There's no Mexican food, but there's great hamburgers. There's really good pizza. There's Indian food. There's great Italian food. I mean, we're not spoiled. We're a little spoiled, um, and yeah. So I went out to Huizhou, and Huizhou doesn't have very much of this stuff, especially in the downtown area, right? But lo and behold, near Mona's place is a Chinese restaurant, but they serve real Mexican tacos. I don't know why. It's just out of the blue. They just have these. They call them the super taco, and they're big. These things are big. I didn't realize how big they were. So that's why we ordered 4 of them, and they got great meat on top, vegetables underneath. Kind of a little spicy mustard. I did a video about it. It'll be in an upcoming China Randoms. But a little too much cream, but they were happy to see it. You see, they got the flour and the corn tortillas. And I just had to share this with you because I don't get to eat tacos very often. We went to Taco Bell in Shenzhen, and we got sick from it. We knew we were going to be on the toilet for the night, and we did. We were. But it was a little taste of home. These were better than Taco Bell. They were cheaper, and I was so happy. So I got to go out to Huizhou some more and get more more of this stuff. Yuck. What's that all about? Give me 1 second. 1 second, guys. Hold on. Something in my glass. I don't know what it is. Yuck. All right. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. It's cool for a little town. Yeah, I think it is. I think it was really cool. It's small, but it doesn't look too goofy. It's unique, but I think it looks pretty cool. It's just for the town. I wouldn't take it out on the highway. No way. Yes, it is. It is electric. I don't know much about it. I sat in it at the auto show, but I didn't do any kind of research on it. I have a Rojo Reads the News article coming out on the Wuling electric car. That'll be very interesting. That'll be coming out this weekend. It's better than the 3-wheeled petrol things. I agree. Yes, all the electric cars have green plates here. Yeah, that's true. That's how you know it's electric. Okay, so yeah, tacos. Okay, so here is the final product of the new studio. And as you can see, it's a corner unit. I got a great view of Lihe Plaza in downtown. It's not a clear day. When I shot this the other day, there was a storm rolling in. It's been raining here the last couple of days. But I got a view of Aviation and the mountains. I'm on the 14th floor, which is about halfway up this building. It's not the top floor. But this is going to be my home for working. This is going to be my work home for the next year at least. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy with the way it came out. These are the same desks I brought over from the old one. I bought these a couple months ago. Everything's the same. It's just redone completely, and it's epic. So the reason why I chose this building, there are many buildings to choose from, but this one has the big windows, but it doesn't have like the fence that comes up to the waist. Most of these new buildings have this fence that come up to the waist, and they say it's for safety, but this building doesn't have that. And I hate those little fences because it just ruins the view. And so this one has a lot of natural light. I can see the college at night. Well, it's after 11 right now, so all the lights are off, but this complex just lights up like Las Vegas at night, and it's kind of cool, really. I really dig it. Yeah, it's a wonderful view. I'll take another photo on a clear day, and you can see the mountains behind the buildings. It's fantastic. Excuse me. There's another, this building right here. So these buildings are all lit up at night. It's great. You can see Lihe Plaza here, which is basically the center of town. But super, super comfortable. This chair, I bought this chair about a year ago. I only paid about $50 for it. It's super, super comfortable, but it is broken. It's listing to one side. So I got to go find a new chair. I went up to IKEA and looked at some of the computer chairs there, but they're like $200 for a computer chair. I know you can get them cheaper, but the good comfortable one, $200, that's a lot. So I think I'm just going to go find this exact chair again for $50 here in town and buy it again. And if If it breaks again, I'll just go buy it again. That's fine. For the price, it's pretty comfortable, I think. Yeah. I got another picture of what it looks like at night here. I'll be sharing with you. Let's see. It's really cool that you've done what you've done there, and that's your studio. Can I ask how much it costs you per month? Wonderful view. I don't want to share how much it costs. It's not expensive. It's a small unit. It's basically it's a studio. I mean, most of the units in this building are used as studio offices or apartment rooms. You know, like, not apartment rooms. Excuse me, like hotel rooms. So the unit next to me is used. It's got a bed and a television. It's used as a hotel room. So it's only occupied mostly on the weekends. The unit across from me is vacant, but it is set up as an office. Most of the units on this floor are offices of varying degrees. You've got hair salons in here. There's a restaurant on the 22nd floor. You've got trading, sales. You've got there's a tattoo parlor here. There's all kinds of different businesses and stuff. And so it is a little bit more expensive than an actual apartment because it is kind of a mixed use type of building. But I will say that this particular unit, which is only slightly smaller than the last one, is 40% cheaper than the last one. So with that being said, it is very affordable. And Zhongshan, you know, is very affordable. It's the most affordable city in the Pearl River Delta, minus Jiangmen, and you know, but I think it's cheaper than Huizhou. It's definitely cheaper than Shenzhen, Dongguan, Guangzhou, Foshan, and Zhuhai. So Zhongshan is one of the cheapest places to live in this area. And again, I'm only, you know, half hour on the train into Guangzhou, an hour to drive. I'm 20 minutes from the Macau border. I'm an hour on the ferry to Hong Kong, an hour on the ferry to Shenzhen. So I think the location is freaking awesome. I love Zhongshan. That's why I've stayed here. That's why I've stayed in this city. It's going to get more expensive very quick. That's for sure. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay. Shoubiao. You're probably wondering, what's this all about? Okay, so I have started taking Chinese lessons again. But this is a little special. A lot of foreigners, we got together with there's one guy from a school here in Kaifachu who really set this all up, and he's been awesome. He got into the foreigner community and said, let's pool all of together and pay for Chinese lessons. So we were all doing these Chinese lessons together, and we started, and I've got my books, and I'll be doing this twice a week. And it's an accelerated course, so it's going to be, in addition to me teaching, I'm going to be taking Chinese courses again to improve my Chinese. Because after 5 years, I should be much further along than I really am. So this is something I'm very excited for. All of the people taking this class are very excited for it, with a goal of ending HSK1 in 16 weeks. Again, we just started, so a lot of this is easy. We already know a lot of it, of course, but then after that first 16 weeks, and we move on to HSK2 and then continue on. So the goal is HSK4. That's the ultimate goal. When we can get there, we don't know. We just started this, but because we've pooled all together to do this on our own. Basically, one dude, his name is Jerry, great guy. It's pretty cheap to have this done. So I'm very excited for this. Hopefully my Chinese will improve. It already has. I've learned a lot already. We've just started. You're in the deep south, bro. Yeah, I am. I'm in the deep south. Not the deepest, but, you know, I'm in the deep, deep south of China. Alan says, is very central to everything. That's true. I chose this location, and some people were like, Paul, why did you choose to live in this location? Because it is central, but that just means the traffic is really bad. And yeah, the traffic can be really bad. But remember, I'm not coming here to go to a movie or something like that. I live here, so I don't have to put up with the traffic. And as soon as I'm here, my car is parked. Everything is walkable. Everything. I mean, I'm on top of a major mall, very nice mall. It has supermarket. It has my gym here. It has anything and everything. I've got a McDonald's, I've got Starbucks, I've got coffee shops, but that's not the only reason why I chose this area. This area is the oldest part of Zhongshan. It's the Shichi district, and I did a walkabout of it on my video. So if I walk one block that way, I'm in some of the oldest parts of the city. But this is a brand new development. So I got the new and the old, and everything is walkable. There's 20 coffee shops within walking distance. There's 4 or 5 movie theaters. I can walk everywhere, and I love that feeling. I love driving, but I don't want to have to drive everywhere and find parking and all this kind of stuff. So I just park my car downstairs and I walk everywhere I go. If I have to go downtown to Liha Plaza, which you can see in the background there, it's a mile and a half. I just take the bus. The bus is 1.5 kwai. I mean, it's super, super easy. Yeah, Zhongshan is a very, very walkable city. Helen, it's in this part of town it is. If you go out to the outskirts a little more, it's more designed for cars. But this part of the town is very walkable, and I like that lifestyle. I'm a minimalist at heart, and I like living a minimalist lifestyle. So, but again, I live full-time at the college. It's just right now there's no classes going on. So it's actually very quiet right now. The students are starting to come back. Right now they're all kind of moving back into the dorms for classes to start on Monday. But so when classes start, I'll be out there a lot more. But this is where I crash on the weekends. I mean, the college in the mornings with traffic, it's about an hour drive. So I'm not going to be commuting to the college. I'll just be living there. It's my home. It's where I live. Could use your office for some VIP classes. Now, my intention is not to teach here. This is my man cave. It's my own sanctuary. So I know a lot of people probably would use it for that, but that's not my intention. This is not a classroom. How do you feel about Metin? Honestly, I like Metin. I worked for Metin when I first came to China. They're still my family. I love them to death. I have a great relationship with them. They do everything. With any training center, you're going to work at a training center. It all depends on the head teacher and your attitude going in. And every training center, even within Metin itself, they're all different. So many of them are franchises. You're going to have different experiences. I had a fantastic experience, but I also recognize that not everyone will have the same experience that I did. So, Metin merged with an international education group, I think a little over a year ago. I don't remember. I haven't been part of that world, but, they're doing just fine. They're doing just fine. Have you visited Macau Casino? I have many Macau casinos visited. I don't gamble. I don't really go to the casinos, but of course I am a hotel nerd, so I love walking around the resorts and experiencing the hotels. I've got some videos on my channel about Macau, and I've stayed in Macau a couple of times. Fantastic. A little bit different than Las Vegas. They're bigger than Las Vegas, but the feel, the vibe is different. They don't have necessarily like a walkable strip like they do in Las Vegas. It's just a much different feel. It seems to be more centralized on the casinos itself. But in Macau, the casinos are separated from the shopping and hotel lobbies, and they're closed off. So because they don't allow children in there, so you have to go through separate security to get into casinos. Cause it almost feels like the casinos are completely separated from the rest of the resorts. Hey, Billy, thanks for joining me, dude. Yes. Nobody really knows. There's some news reports coming out that with the way that the things are going, they're going to open it up by the end of the summer. That's what everyone's saying, is that the end of the summer, that's when the borders will start to open up. Nobody knows any of the rules regarding vaccines and paperwork or anything, but I would anticipate an idea sometime this summer or towards the end of the summer, so all the teachers can come back into China for the fall term. That's my guess. Yeah, you want to come for a family reunion? I would like to go back to America for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary in September. That's what I'm aiming for. But again, I can leave tomorrow if I wanted to. That just won't let me come back. So I cannot leave until I have a clear way, a clear path to come back in because I live here. This is my life is here. It's a great comment. Maybe because I'm just an ESL teacher or something, but I always feel a bit nervous going into a 5-star hotel. Why? Why would you feel nervous? They're fantastic places. Um, Nobody knows that you're in ESL. One of the draws of hotels is that when you walk into a hotel, you can be anyone you want to be. You can pretend to be some hotshot rich dude. You can pretend to be, you know, anything you want. It's kind of the fantasy of being a hotel. It's like an escape from your everyday life in your head, and nobody knows who you are. And wonderful thing about hotels, especially 5-star hotels, is that they're open. They're completely open. You can go into the lobby, you can look around, you can sit, you can relax, you can order a coffee, you can use the restrooms. I mean, it's a wonderful place, and they are a community gathering point. Whether you're staying there or not, hotels are an essential part of a local economy and a local community. Much like a public square. I often meet people in hotel lobbies because they're centrally located. There's good parking. It's clean. It's comfortable. There's amenities, and I have meetings in hotel lobbies. So, and if you have to choose a hotel lobby, why not choose a 5-star hotel as opposed to a 3-star, right? Helen says, maybe I'll visit your studio. Maybe, yeah. You kind of probably know where it is exactly. So, send me an email. Okay, let's go back to this real quick. All right. Got a couple more photos. Okay, so this is the night view. This is what it looks like right now. Hamburgers. This hamburger, if you don't like the photo, I'm sorry, but I have to explain about this hamburger because I'm doing a new video on Zhongshan hamburger hunt. As I love hamburgers are my favorite, and I enjoy different types of hamburgers and experiencing them. This one's not in Zhongshan. This one's in Jiangmen in the city next. I ate this the other day, but it cut it in half. This is kind of a rare meat. The meat wasn't cooked completely. It was a little bit on the rare side, but that was fine. It had bacon and a spicy mustard sauce in it. And I got this, the salad, the fries, and an iced tea for 45 RMB. And I just had to share it with everybody. It'll be in the hamburger hunt coming up soon. I got to do one more hamburger joint here in Zhongshan, one more in Jiangmen. I'm probably going to do on Monday. No, Tuesday. I'll probably do that on Tuesday. But I owe my buddy from Friends Bar a review of his hamburger. Friends Bar is probably I think it's the biggest bar in Zhongshan. It's famous. Everyone knows about it. And Thursday nights, they've got a hamburger. Well, they used to. I don't know if they still do. But they have a pretty good hamburger beer combo on Thursday night. So I owed him. I've done everyone else's. I got to do his as well. So I'm going to come up with that. Okay. Still have a problem with my foot. I've been trying everything. I've been stretching it. It is plantar fasciitis, but it is probably also bone spurs. So this is heartbreaking because I'm at an age now where healing this kind of thing is very difficult. I am not a surgery guy. So we've been trying to got a couple other things that I'm trying out, a couple other therapies to get my right foot back in action. I can still go hiking. I can still go walking, but when I wake up in the morning, there's a massive amount of pain sometimes. Not all the time, just sometimes. Yeah, just sometimes. Okay, a couple more comments. Let's see. You're on to it. Americans are more confident, maybe. I used to be a hotel manager, a 5-star hotel manager. That's why I'm a hotel nerd, and I feel I feel very comfortable in hotels. I feel more comfortable staying in a hotel than I do at my friend's house, or even a family member's house. It's true. When I would often go visit family, I would stay in a local hotel. I just feel more comfortable there. That's just the way I am. I know it's strange, but oh well. Okay, let's do some shameless self-promotion, shall we? We've already talked about custom. Go here, hit the link below. Enter the coupon code Walkabout Rojo for an additional 10% off. Great gifts, guys. Great gifts. Go check them out. They're a great company. I've enjoyed working with them. Rojo Reads the News is back up. I have been posting every day for the last 10 days. I missed last night. I'm going to miss tonight again, but I have 4 other ones that are coming up. As you can see here, there's got... we talked about plagiarism. Officials are going to start randomly checking for plagiarism. Chinese pickup trucks, maybe they're coming to America, maybe not. We don't know. Guangdong, China reports solid trade growth. My point is that I'm posting to this again. I got an interesting one here about James Bond needing reshoots. Talk about the 996 and the best hamburgers in Guangzhou, China. Subscribe to this, guys. It's simple. I try to do it every day, but it's not every day. It's mostly for fun. I started this channel for my students because so you get an article, I read it to them, I give some opinion here and there, but it's not a large channel. But these are short little segment kind of clips of me just reading the news. But hopefully, it's news that interests me. But if you have a news clip that you want to share or you want me to read, send it to me. I'd be happy to read it on Rojo Reads the News. So it's back up and running, and I'm looking forward to doing a heck of a lot more of these in the coming year. Okay. Let's see. You can support me on Patreon. I have 4 Patreons, and I make $22 a month. Thank you if you support me. You guys know who you are, and I really appreciate it. If you do want to support me, please do. This is not a money-making endeavor. I definitely don't make any profits from this. If you want to buy me a coffee, that's great too. You can do that. Find me on Twitter, and find me on Facebook. So here's Facebook. Okay. So let's go to, let's see. Oh, that's Rojo Reads the News. Alan's coming to me from Shanghai. Welcome, guy. Welcome. Okay, survey shows women in Chinese mainland lead the world in what? It says, a survey shows that women in Chinese mainland have more savings than men and also play a dominant role in managing family assets. I would believe this too. Most of the Chinese women that I know are pretty good with money. Well, I don't know if they're good with money. Some of them waste a lot of money, but I mean, they're always good at finding deals. I mean, I hate getting VIP cards to save 5%, going through scanning the codes, trying to navigate the menus, scan it again, doesn't work, call someone over, can you help me? And they go through, they punch, and it takes like 10, 15 minutes to check out to save 5%. I hate that. It drives me crazy. So I just, look, it's not worth the 5% here, just go. But every Chinese woman I know has like a VIP card for every store in town to save 5-10%. So that I would believe. I would definitely believe. And I have in the past, I have some friends of mine who are married, local Chinese guys, and they tell me, that their wife gives them an allowance. So they make the money, and then they give all their money to the wife, and the wife handles all the financials for the household, and then we'll give him, here's 500 RMB for your lunch money for the week. No, thank you. But this doesn't surprise me. I definitely would believe this. The study revealed that Chinese mainland is the only among all surveyed markets where women save more than men, with 73% of surveyed women actively planning for saving and investments. Women in Chinese mainland have a large amount of disposable capital. Saving among women in Chinese mainland were reported higher than men by 7%, with an average savings of 563,000 yuan, or $87,000 for women, and $81,000 for men. Wow, interesting. Women in Chinese mainland also tend to play a dominant role in managing family assets. Total of 76% of surveyed women said that they are in charge of the finance of the household, compared to only 66% of the men managing their family assets. I'm not married, nor will I ever be. It's my money. And Billy, my buddy Billy says, this is definitely true for Chinese families. Traditionally, ladies always manage the finances, whereas in the U.S., it's traditionally the men. Yeah, interesting. This is an interesting part. Okay, although the women have more savings than men, the financial impact of the pandemic has hit them harder. The study also shows that men are more likely to invest more than women, with the average value of investments held by men 6% higher. It's interesting. Wow. Okay. World's largest planetarium to begin trial operations in China. Hey, this is for you, Alan. This is in Shanghai. The Shanghai Planetarium, a branch of the Shanghai Science and Technology Museum, is scheduled to begin trial operations in June. Look at this thing. God. I mean, are they building anything like this in other parts of the world? It just seems like every week there's some new, incredible something that's been built. It looks like a Star Trek spaceship. Fascinating. What part of town? Is this in the same part of town that Disneyland is in? No, it's in Pudong. Okay, so located in the Pudong New area, the planetarium boasts a total floor of over 38,000 square meters. Wow. It is expected to become the world's largest planetarium in terms of floor area. Look at that. Planetarium has been designed to include a main building and ancillary facilities such as an exploration center for young visitors and 2 observatories for the public. Beautiful, beautiful. That's where it's located. Now, I haven't been to this part of Shanghai, but I mean, you can see all the infrastructure that's been put in place for future development. I mean, amazing. Amazing. This must be on the north side of Pudong then, huh? Yeah. Planetarium has amassed some 70 meteorites, including those from Moon, Mars, and Vesta, as well as over 120 collections of artifacts, including original works from Isaac Newton, Galileo, Johannes Kepler, and other masters. Fantastic. Okay. Love to see stuff like that. What's next? China soon to nationally ban indoor smoking? Well, I'd love to see. This comes from the Global Times. I'd love to see this. I think a lot of people would support this. I know a lot of people would support. There's something like it's something like 25% of the country smokes, and there seems to be. I mean, I've only been here 5 years, but even in the last 5 years, I see less and less people smoking indoors. There seems to be kind of a social trend moving away from smoking indoors. You still see it, of course. I often hear, I go out and I see cigarette butts at the elevator, and you can smell it in the hallway sometimes. Definitely in hotels too. But there seems to be a social trend moving away from this. And I'm very excited. China could completely ban smoking in indoor public places and enact a national level smoke-free law to protect the health of non-smokers. Chinese lawmakers said in a proposal brought by the 2 sessions, stressing a nationwide law on smoking bans is key for China to realize its 2030 national health plan. Fine for this. It's something like, I think it's like 1 million people die of health-related health-related issues dealing with smoking per year here. Smoking is a big deal. Everybody smokes. Everywhere I go, people are offering me cigarettes. So I will support this 100%, most definitely. By the way, the 2 sessions, that's going on right now. I'm surprised I have a connection to talk with you guys. Normally during this time of year, the connections all go down because of the 2 sessions. Okay. Okay. Oh, here's that. Currently, there are over 300 million smokers in China, and over 1 million people die of smoking-related diseases annually. Okay. Data by the Xinhua News Agency. And now allowing special smoking areas in indoor public spaces such as restaurants, entertainment venues, and airport terminals actually violates the WHO's Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. Interesting. If you go to a public restroom here, especially in the men's room, everyone's smoking. It's the smell of smoke. You just go into the restroom and people light up as they do their thing in the toilet. But I've started to see also a trend in construction here that in the larger malls, larger public buildings, office buildings, next to the public restrooms will be a separate room for smokers. And it's the smoking room. And you go in there and you light up. But that doesn't stop people from still doing it in the stalls. There's like a privacy thing. They go into the toilet stalls and they light up. Even though there's a separate room for it, I guess people don't want to be seen smoking there. I don't understand what that's about, but so they still go into the toilets. Okay, students' phone, for all you teachers, students' phones locked away at schools now. Great. One of my biggest pet peeves is people on their phones during class. Billy, you can attest to this, man. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I actually stopped. I tell them before every class, put your phones away. Please don't use your phones. You need to use WeChat here and there, fine. But don't be playing video games. Don't be watching TV. The guys in the back. I mean, when you got 100 students, I can't be policing the 2 or 3 guys in the back playing video games. So, but whatever. It is. I can't stop my lessons for that anymore. More than 1 million primary and middle school students in Beijing started their new semester on Monday. Many classes have set up mobile phones, safes, in response to China Ministries of Education's notice to strengthen mobile phone management among primary and middle school students. Hear, 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 hear. All teachers will appreciate this. All parents will appreciate this. Students absolutely hate it, of course. But all they're doing with these phones is playing video games. So this is something that I totally, totally support. Lock them up. Lock them up. Not the students, the phones. Billy says, now that you mention it, it does seem like there's less smoking indoors than when we first came to China, thankfully. So, yeah, there seems to be. And I've also noticed, like, if you go, Billy, we go to, like, morning tea or afternoon tea here, the Guangdong style in the big rooms. There's always some dude that lights up, right? But I see less and less of that as well. And when you do see someone light up, the people around them will give them a little bit of a dirty look. There's a little bit of more social stigma behind it now. So, moving in the right direction. China's first indigenously developed aircraft to be delivered. We talked about this. Of course, China uses Boeing and Airbus mostly. I think there's some McDonnell Douglas stuff still in use here. But this is the Chinese airplane, the C919. China Eastern Airlines going to be using it. They all look the same to me. The new planes will be used on routes from Shanghai to Beijing, Guangzhou to Shenzhen, and Chengdu. So this is all domestic flights, obviously. This is about, if I recall, this plane is about the same size as a 737, and it's made for domestic use only. However, they will probably be, in fact, I know that they're going to be selling this to some of the local carriers throughout Southeast Asia. So you're going to start seeing these on the runways in Thailand and Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines. Yeah. Well, good. Okay. Good for them. Good for them. Gene's on. Hey, Gene. How you doing, buddy? Cool hotel video, by the way. We have new phone pockets in the classroom. They're supposed to put their phones in there before the class. So if they have pockets, like numbered pockets on the door, put the phones in, do they do it? Or do they put a dummy phone in there and keep the other phone in their pocket? I mean, how big are your classes? Can you police that? Yes, they actually have to pay attention to the lessons. Here's something interesting. I saw this. Why mole tattoos are popular among young Chinese couples. And I thought, what's a mole tattoo? I didn't understand this. And this is what it is. It's a tattoo of just a mole on your wrist. Now, I haven't seen this in person, but I read this and I thought, this is kind of interesting. Cinnabar mole tattoos have become popular among young couples in China, especially those who were born after 2000, to mark their Destined love. Puppy love, right? Young couples believe that cinnabar moles in similar places on their body mark their exclusive love code. As a result, they tattoo scarlet beauty marks to show their sincerity to the relationship. By the way, I gotta tell you this. Okay, you remember how I said that the other units on this floor, many of them are used as like hotel rooms, right? Oftentimes, they're all individually owned by private investors, and then a management company will come and pool money of them together and throw beds and stuff and use them as hotels. It's not a real hotel. It's more like an Airbnb model, but there are like hotel management offices down on one of the lower floors. There's like 4 or 5 of them in this building. Almost all of them are occupied on the weekends by young couples. I'm talking very young couples, teenagers, to come and have a romantic evening. Almost all of them. You never see middle-aged people. I'm like the oldest dude in this building constantly. So just want to point that out. They're not going to 7 Days Inn. They're not going to the Hilton. They're coming to these. I mean, one of the names of the hotel management, and I know them. They're really great people. It's called Passion Man Hotel. Just want to say that. Here's the other thing I'll say. The doors are pretty thin, so you can hear everything going on in the hallways. All right. Here's a couple more. Many netizens posted their photos on their cinnabar mole tattoos on Weibo. One netizen tattooed a red mark on the inside of her wrist, writing, "Every pulse is saying I love you." Aww. How adorable. We'll be together forever. With the cinnabar mole, we can find each other and become lovers again in the next life. I remember being so young and being so... I will leave it at that. Chinese people became aware of the romanticism regarding cinnabar moles from Eileen Chung, one of the most significant writers in modern Chinese history. In the book Red Rose, White Rose, she said, "Marry a red rose and eventually she'll be a mosquito blood streak smeared on the wall, while the white one is moonlight in front of my bed. Marry a white rose and before long she'll be a grain of sticky rice that's gotten stuck on your clothes. The red one, by then, is a scarlet beauty mark just over your heart." Well, that's kind of beautiful. All right. Interesting. Let's go back to some of these comments. See what you guys are saying here. Okay. I wonder. Billy asks or contemplates. I wonder how much adoption the planes will get in Southeast Asia and elsewhere. I think they will get a lot of adoption. There's going to be a lot of competition for the Americans, airplane makers. Yeah, I mean it's going to be slow. I mean their manufacturing pace is very, very slow, and it's going to take a while for these to come into service. I mean they had their maiden flight 4 years ago, and they're just now being delivered. So, but I can guarantee you're going to find a lot of these at Thai Smile and some of these other regional airlines that operate throughout the ASEAN countries. I guarantee you that's going to happen. Of course it's going to happen. TCAT says, China will no longer depend on Boeing and Airbus sooner than you think. It's the future. Yeah. Boeing and Airbus have a huge head start. It's going to take a long time. Even given China's manufacturing might and prowess, it's still going to take a long time for them to develop their local aerospace technology. They're heavily investing more in train technology than aerospace. If you've ever flown domestically in China, they have incredible airports, the most incredible airports in the world, but the airspace is very, very limited. So their on-time rates are very, very low. Most of that is due to the airspace being controlled by the military. So there's these very narrow choke points where the air traffic has to flow through. And that's why you have a lot of delays in the Chinese domestic airlines. And I don't think that's going to change. It might change in the future. They are investing a lot in this, but what I see going with the trains, the maglev, the super high speed train networks, I'm not just talking about the high speed train networks they have now. Now they're talking about doing maglev train networks that'll get you from Guangzhou to Shanghai in 2 hours. I mean, that's insane. I mean, that's faster than an airplane. So I really see that as the future for China. But this is another industry that's going to take a couple of decades for it to mature and develop. Airbus and Boeing have got decades of head start on the Chinese local airplane manufacturing. But yeah, it might get there. It might be in the future, but maybe not in my lifetime. Maybe in the next generations. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Let's see. Are the Americans trying to stop countries supplying parts to the plane? I have no idea. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't enforce the phone rule unless I catch them. Around 35 in each class. They've tried to get slick, but they know they can't get over on the teacher from New York. Good for you, Gene. Yeah, I try not to enforce it. I just give them a dirty look. I kind of smile. I wink at them. If they continue to break my rules, then I will call them out in front of the whole class, and that usually will put it away. So it's college. You know, I shouldn't have to treat them like children. They should be treated like adults. Only $250 to open a training school? What? Oh, I'm sorry. T-Cat says, once I get back in fall, I'm going to open a training school. I will invest $250 US, Chinese and English. Yeah, I think sorry. Forgot the K. 250,000. Wow. That's a lot of money, dude. In Zhengzhou City. Wow. Good for you. Good for you. Support that. Entrepreneurship. Love it. Jolly's on. Hey, Jolly. Yo, yo, yo. How you doing, man? Did you get the lights I sent you, by the way, dude? They're not expensive lights. They're super cheap. But they'll take care of short term until you get something better for you, I hope. Steve says Russia and China are doing joint venture on a new plane. That doesn't surprise me. They do a lot of joint venture type stuff. Okay, let's go back to the news. Two more. Schoolgirl sent home after her outfit made teacher feel awkward. Okay. A famous dad claims his 17-year-old daughter was sent home from school in Canada after being told her outfit could make teachers feel awkward. Is that her outfit? This kind of stuff really just cracks me up. Really, Christopher, it's like, oh, you know, your outfit turns me on. It makes me feel uncomfortable, so you can't wear that. It's dirty, isn't it? Christopher Wilson from Kamloops, British Columbia. Is that how you say it? Kamloops? Says Karis, 17-year-old, came home in tears when a teacher at Norcam Senior Secondary School told her clothing reminded her of a lingerie outfit. What? Is there another photo? Let's see if we can get another photo. Is that the dude or the father? You know, it's probably because of this lace around the edges, but, I mean, she's wearing an undershirt. She's not showing any skin. This is so lame. All right. Pictures show a teenager wearing a long-sleeve white turtleneck jumper underneath a knee-high black dress with lace trim. The female teacher is said to have told her the outfit. Oh, so it was a female teacher who said, go home. Oh, a female teacher. Oh, my God. Her outfit could possibly make a male student teacher feel awkward, and it could make feel awkward. That doesn't make any sense. She pulled Karis out of class and took her to the principal, who Mr. Wilson claims agreed the outfit was inappropriate. There's nothing inappropriate about this. I think she looks great. She looks wonderful. A viral Facebook post from Mr. Wilson read, "Today my daughter was sent home for wearing clothing that made her female teacher and her male student teacher feel uncomfortable. Sent it out in front of the class. She told, I guarantee you go to American high school, they're wearing much crazier stuff than that. uh, yeah, turtlenecks are inappropriate. All right. Are they castles? How luxurious? This will be the last one, guys. How luxurious can rural houses in China be? I just got back from a road trip. I saw some incredible houses out in the Chinese countryside. This is luxurious rural houses in Fujian province, recently on the hot search list. Fujian people have a strong obsession to go back to their hometown to build mansions. So there are a lot of mansions in rural Fujian. How luxurious? We cannot imagine that this is just a house in the countryside. Look at the opulent. That looks like a... Wow, that... I wouldn't say that's China. That kind of looks like a Dubai prince's house or something. Look at that. Look at this thing. How many rooms do you need? That looks like a hotel. Looks like a beautiful hotel. I mean, I'm not saying it's not beautiful. It really is, but good Lord. That one doesn't look too bad. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the molding. And in the countryside, you can see all kinds of buildings that look like European castles. Why do these villages have so much money? According to locals, many villages are populated by the same family, and when a family gets rich, it takes a whole village with it. Great little gif. I didn't see these kind of houses on my trip. And Fujian people are good at doing business. Now they're building materials business, gold and silver jewelry business, and so on all over the country. Moreover, Fujian people generally attach great importance to the concept of family. Even if they struggle outside and have money, the first thing this is for the sake of honoring the family and ancestors. Okay. Great. All right. Okay. That's all I got today, guys. It's not going to be a long one here. Let's do some comments here. Let's see. Hiring foreigners isn't hard, right? No, hiring foreigners is very hard. TCAT, if you want to hire foreigners, you have to be in business for a certain amount of time. You have to get certain permission and certificates from the government. Of course, every local government is different. There's additional fees that you have to... It's not an easy thing to be able to legally hire foreigners. So keep that in mind. You got to do your research on that. TCAT, are you building a new building? Sounds like a lot. Okay. Too many Pauls. You can never have too many Pauls. Billy, that sounds... yeah. Jolly's the old guard Paul on the new guard Paul. That's how we kind of distinguish ourselves. 1.6 million RMB is not a lot. How's the new office, Paul? Give us a guided tour. I won't give you a guided tour. I'm gonna I'll do something in a future video for like a China Randoms or something. But because I've got my laundry drying over here and I got some dirty dishes from my dinner. But it's not big. It'd take me 2 seconds for you to look around. It's wonderful though. Yeah, if you're ever at Dashin, come by and say hi, dude. TCAT's 20 teaching rooms. My God, that's big. That's a lot of teaching rooms. Yeah, TCAT. Everybody needs teachers. There's more classes than there are teachers out there. I mean, everyone's looking for teachers, and hiring teachers is not an easy thing, even local teachers. So keep that in mind. 20 classrooms is a very large training center. I think the largest training center we have in Zhongshan is probably 10 classrooms total. The largest one I've seen. The largest one I know of in this town is 10 classrooms. And none of them are full. They maybe only use 20% of them. or not 20%. I mean, you know what I mean. All right. With that being said, guys, I think it's time for me to get off, and I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me. It was great to catch up with everybody. Be on the lookout. I got some great stuff coming up soon. I'm going to finish off my road trip in Western Guangdong. I've got a tour of Star Rapid factory here. Got a great behind-the-scenes tour of that. I'm really looking forward to that. Got some interview stuff coming up. I've got some food, restaurant videos, eating in Zhongshan. I've got Hamburger Hunt Part 2 coming up. I've got China Randoms. I've got cheap hotels coming up. I got a great hotel that we stayed at in Shenzhen called the Hui. It's rated one of the best boutique hotels in the world, if not. I know it had a couple years ago it was rated #1 in China, but it's rated one of the best in the world, and it is a unique design hotel, fabulous stay right next to Shenzhen Central Park. That's coming up soon. Guangdong Grand Canyon video, as well as us getting stuck in the mud in a river, a lake bed in Huyen. So lots of great stuff coming out. Got and as they come up, I'm also thinking about doing some other things. We've talked about walk about music. I don't have time for it right now, so I'm so busy, but I might play around with it here and there, as well as walkabout shorts. This is something that I'm very interested in. YouTube has this new shorts kind of format, and I'm going to be playing with that a lot because there's a lot of things around here that I can play, or I can go out for 5-10 minutes, shoot a short, edit it within an hour, and post it. So again, just more creative outlet type stuff. So